Just before I deliver the President's speech, let me digress a little bit. When you are in power, your friends know you. When you are out of power, you know your friends. Let me acknowledge and appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his loyalty and support, and in keeping with the faith, friendship, and camaraderie that punctuated his relationship with late President Muhammadu Buhari. I remember I was in Ethiopia for the Green Africa Initiative when we got wind of the late president's illness. The president called me and said, "Kashim, I've just learned that President Muhammadu Buhari is ill in London. Please kindly proceed to London and find out what is happening and ensure he lacks nothing." That episode marked a very reserved and everlasting memory in me as I go to see him in the hospital in London. His doctor ushered me in. He wanted to wake him up. I said, "No, Gabariship." I came out with tears in my eyes and met Zara and Yusuf at the door of the ICU unit. It was a moving spectacle, it was a moving moment. And to have also gotten the honor of escorting his body on behalf of the president back home is one of the greatest honors done to me by the president and by the family of late President Muhammadu Buhari. And I remain eternally grateful. And this is the president's speech. What survives us after the last prayer has been said and the earth has closed over a man is not simply the memory of what he did. It is the weight of that memory, the pressure it exerts on the conscience of those who remain. We are gathered here today, 1 year after the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, because the life he lived is not a life this nation is capable of forgetting. He has entered the consciousness of Nigeria, and it is in the nature of such men that their memory outlives the living. So we assemble, not out of obligation, but out of the necessity of reflection, to consider again what President Buhari meant to us as a friend, as a leader, as a father, as a husband, and as a citizen of this great country. President Buhari and I were co-travelers on the long road of politics and national development. We walked it together through seasons of difficulty and seasons of hope. We shared a deep and abiding passion for a renewed, progressive, and prosperous Nigeria, a nation held together by brotherhood, settled in peace, and generous enough in its abundance that no citizen is left outside the cycle of his promise. He gave everything he had to this country, and he gave it without reservation. He served with courage. He served with conviction, and with a patriotism that never asked what the nation could return to him. From his years as a military leader to his transformation into a democrat and a determined defender of constitutional order, he embodied the very spirit of change and of nation building. Few men are permitted two lives in the service of one country. He was given that rare permission, and he used it well. I want to say something about him that we do not say often enough. Power ordinarily exhausts the affection of the governed. That is a common pet of office, and every one of us who has carried it understands the cost. Yet, when he laid down the burden of leadership, and through all the years of his retirement, and in his final months when illness had taken the strength from his body, the trust of ordinary Nigerians did not depart from him. It followed him into private life. It sat with him in Dora. It waited outside his door. Such constancy, surviving the whole weight of public office and the long quiet that comes after it, is the sturdiest inheritance any leader can leave a nation. It is not given, it is earned. And it is earned only through a lifetime of agreement between what a man says and what a man is. Today, we gather to celebrate his memory and to honor a man of rare character. A leader who taught by the example of his own living and who departed leaving behind an inheritance that continues to instruct us. We honor him in death as we honored him in life, and we do so without embellishment because his life required none. He had no appetite for flattery when he was among us, and he will have none for it now. To the immediate family, to our dear Mrs. Aisha Buhari, and to the younger Buharis, I know that you have passed through a season of profound grief. Please be assured that the nation and this administration stand beside you, now and in all the years to come. We will continue to hold you up in our prayers, trusting that Almighty Allah will comfort you, sustain you, and shield you from all harm. Our duty as his friends, as his mentees, and as his associates is to carry forward the inheritance he left us. Honesty, simplicity, and self-discipline. I have no doubt that this remembrance had been thrown open to all who wish. Had it been thrown open to all who wish to attend, this venue will have overflowed, and the street beyond it will have overflowed as well. Such was the love and the regard Nigerians held for President Buhari, and such is the love they hold for him still. I thank every one of you present here for your continued devotion to his memory and to his legacy. Fellow compatriots, while we honor what President Buhari represented, we must pray for the repose of his soul and share in the family's grief. We must continue to strive in our own conduct to approach the standard he kept. That is the only tribute worthy of him, and it is the one he will have asked for. May God continue to grant President Muhammadu Buhari's soul eternal rest and Jannatul Firdaus. Thank you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.